Well, fans, it's been an interesting evening on Snarl, and it's about to get even more interesting. For one night only, a limited one-night engagement, Crystal Gabor and the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford joining forces once again, facing Grace Fenwick and Jessica Goldman of the UK Ladies.
A quick check of the records shows that Grace and Jessica have never locked horns with Crystal Fox Limited. Especially since the team split up when Crystal went to Rage and Faye Crawford stayed with Snarl. But it's a gas seeing the pair together again just for tonight.
The following ladies' tag team contest is set for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Sussex, England, Grace Fenwick, and from Brisbane, Australia, Jessica Goldman. They are the UK Ladies.
Wow, so Crystal Fox Limited is in for a time with the UK Ladies. The master of sadism, Grace Fenwick, and her junior apprentice, Jessica Goldman, are likely to present a legit challenge to the former ladies tag team champions.
That and Crystal and Faye haven't worked together for months. Should be an interesting development.
Man, now I really miss Tex. They're playing his Christmas music.
Their opponents, from Palatka, Florida, and Fairfield, Connecticut, respectively, Crystal the Pistol Gabor, and the Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford, Crystal Fox Limited.
Crystal the Pistol and the Fairfield Fox, the former Women's World Tag Team Champions, joining forces for this one-night engagement against Grace Fenwick and Jessica Goldman, the UK Ladies, and wow, it has been months since this team split up when the brands were split in October.
Both Faye and Crystal both said they're excited to compete together as a team, despite the loyalty to their respective shows. They loved being women's tag champions and said they'd love to have another crack at American Power. I think maybe they will someday, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Well, how about this Crystal Fox Limited together again? Grace Fenwick and the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford starting us off in this match. The referee rings the bell. Here we go. And Grace Fenwick opens up with a flurry of kicks and shots, and Grace Fenwick whips Faye Crawford into the corner, charges, fails to connect. Whoa, gets herself hung up in the corner. Counters with a shot to the midsection. Rebounds off the ropes, and a beautiful kick takes down the Fairfield Fox. Covers 1, 2, and only a 2. Grace Fenwick frustrated. Faye Crawford refusing to give up. As Faye Crawford gets back to her feet, escorted to the corner of the UK Ladies. Fairfield Fox countered, catches a cheap shot from Jessica Goldman, but a hip toss to Grace Fenwick. They lock up, kick to the midsection. They lock up again. And Grace Fenwick, with that sadistic series of strikes, takes down Faye Crawford. In comes Jessica Goldman. And in comes Crystal the Pistol Gabor. And down she goes. Wicked kick from Jessica Goldman. Goldman drives a knee into the leg of Crystal Gabor. Crystal counters, gets back to her feet. Tags back in Faye Crawford. The Fairfield Fox returns to the fray, gets kicked right down again by Jessica Goldman, who steps out and tags in Grace Fenwick. Both teams seem to be functioning at peak efficiency. Grace Fenwick driven headfirst into the turnbuckle. Crystal Gabor tagged in. A little double team action from Crystal Fox Limited. Whoa! Double slam for Grace Fenwick. Out she goes. Crystal Gabor through the ropes. Takes down Grace Fenwick. Kick to the midsection from Grace. They lock up. Crystal has her up in the cradle and a rib breaker. Followed up with a second rib breaker. Crystal Gabor rolls Grace Fenwick back in. Jessica Goldman laid out on the outside. They lock up. Crystal whipped to the ropes. Grace ducks under, leapfrogs, and whoa, fails to connect with her shot. Crystal whips Grace to the ropes, ducks under, leapfrogs it, and whoa, spinebuster from Crystal Gabor. Crystal countered by Grace Fenwick, shot to the midsection. They lock up. Grace Fenwick with a clothesline, and a devastating clothesline at that. Jessica Goldman tagged in. Crystal Gabor locks up. Clothesline again from Jessica Goldman this time. Rolls her over, hooks the leg. One, and only a one. Crystal Gabor powering out with the greatest of ease. Crystal desperately trying to find her partner, and there it is, the tag. The Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford, and Grace both fail to execute their moves. Forearm takes Faye Crawford down. Grace Fenwick shoved away by the Fairfield Fox. Now Grace Fenwick with a series of kicks to the legs. Faye Crawford escorted to the corner of the UK ladies. Head first into the turnbuckle she goes. Here comes Jessica Goldman on the tag. And the double team. Air assisted shoulder tackle. Faye Crawford finding herself in some pretty big trouble here. With both members of the UK ladies firing very efficiently. Grace Fenwick trying to turn it around, takes down Jessica Goldman. As she steps out, and in comes Crystal Gabor. Crystal moves in, locks up with Jessica Goldman, and a series of short kicks to the head of Crystal Gabor. Crystal rounded up yet again by Jessica Goldman. Escorted to the corner head first. And here we go. Grace Fenwick tagged in, and a hard shot to the midsection, and another. Grace Fenwick firing off a wicked series of shots. A withering assault of blows to Crystal Gabor. And Crystal is laid out again as Grace Fenwick continues to pour on the punishment here. And the UK ladies would love to pick up a win over Crystal Fox Limited in this one night only engagement. Crystal in deep trouble as Jessica Goldman is tagged in. Crystal catches a shot, a rebound off the ropes from Goldman, covers one. And Faye Crawford right there to break it up. Jessica Goldman rebounds off the ropes, and here we go. Whoa, kick to the head. Crystal Gabor rolls out of the ring for a second, takes herself back inside, locks up with Jessica Goldman. Hard Irish whip into the ropes. Head-on collision with no result. Jessica Goldman fails to connect with the kick. Crystal Gabor whips her into the far corner. Monkey toss puts Jessica Goldman just about center ring. Crystal Gabor countered by Jessica Goldman. Goldman countered by Crystal Gabor. They lock up. Crystal with a short arm clothesline takes Jessica Goldman down. Crystal Gabor escorts Jessica Goldman to her team's corner. Here comes Faye Crawford on the tag. And look at this, another neat double team here. Rebound off the ropes, and boom. Double flapjack. And out goes Jessica Goldman as Faye Crawford goes after Grace Fenwick. Fails to connect with her move. High-risk maneuver. A costly mistake by the Fairfield Fox. Going back to work on Jessica Goldman. Beautifully executed arm drag. The Fairfield Fox rounds up Jessica Goldman. Goldman counters with a series of elbows to the midsection. A hard shot. Whip to the ropes. Faye Crawford manages to evade disaster there. And Faye Crawford with a pile driver on Jessica Goldman, covers, hooks the leg one, and only a one. Wow, Jessica Goldman displaying some serious resiliency, powering out after the pile driver. Faye Crawford slams Jessica Goldman face first into the mat again. Steps out and in comes Crystal Gabor. Jessica Goldman absolutely motionless. As Crystal moves in, look at this. With that modified figure four. Now Crystal Gabor absolutely unapologetically trying to squeeze the life out of Jessica Goldman. Tags in the Fairfield Fox. Goldman back to her feet, charges, misses with the kick. Faye Crawford trying for the bear hug here, but no dice. Turns her attention to Grace Fenwick. Fenwick quickly escapes the ring. Goldman also escapes the ring. Faye Crawford standing alone here, center ring. Goes after Grace Fenwick. Gets hung up on the ropes. Here comes Jessica Goldman. From behind, knees to the back of the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford, Jessica Goldman locked up. The Fairfield Fox has her up for the power bomb, but Jessica Goldman counters and escapes. Knee to the face of the Fairfield Fox as Grace Fenwick comes in. Goes after Crystal Gabor, not a good idea. Over the top rope and whoa! Grace Fenwick with the high-risk maneuver that pays off on Crystal Gabor. But Crystal quickly back to her feet and back in action here. Neckbreaker on Grace Fenwick. And here comes Faye Crawford with a little bit something extra here. Whoa! Slams Grace Fenwick down to the floor. Fenwick in trouble here. Almost run right into, there we go. Faye Crawford trying to drive her into the barricade here. But whoa! Grace Fenwick, quick with the counter and the kick. Gets herself back inside the ring. Goes after Crystal Gabor again. Once more, a big mistake. But she is obsessed. Here we go. No! Tried for the beats of the Bodran, but Faye Crawford right there to break it up. Here comes Crystal Gabor on the tag. Grace Fenwick catches one, catches a kick to the midsection, and rebound off the ropes from Crystal. Whoa, man, wow. Rolling knees to the back. Just about a one count. Spoiled by Jessica Goldman. Goldman rolled out onto the floor. Crystal Gabor returns her attention to Grace Fenwick. Fenwick with a kick to the midsection, locks up with Crystal. A series of short kicks to the head. And the sadistic Grace Fenwick catches a cheap shot from the Fairfield Fox. Crystal up over the shoulders and catches a knee to the head. Grace Fenwick quickly going for a cover one. And only a one. Faye Crawford right there to break it up. Grace Fenwick slams Crystal Gabor face down into the canvas, goes for the cover and hooks the leg again. One. But once more, Faye Crawford breaking the pin up. As Grace Fenwick has to start all over. And she is getting frustrated. Crystal Gabor counters with a forearm. Grace Fenwick counters with a shot to the midsection. Rebounds off the ropes. A kick that takes Crystal Gabor down to the mat. Crystal rounded up again. Grace Fenwick escorts Crystal Gabor to the UK ladies corner. Here comes Jessica Goldman on the tag. All the way up on the top rope. And here we go again, another air-assisted shoulder tackle that takes Crystal Gabor down to the mat. Crystal, whoa, quick counter, and a running drop kick from Crystal Gabor. Jessica Goldman quickly on the defensive here, taken down, and here we go. Crystal Gabor into a figure four leg lock on Jessica Goldman. Goldman struggling to turn it around. Succeeds in doing so. Gabor escapes. Ooh, another cheap shot from Faye Crawford. Jessica Goldman catches a kick to the midsection. Crystal Gabor Locks her up, has her over. Neckbreaker. Down she goes again. Gabor covers. And Grace Fenwick right there to spoil the pin, and Jessica Goldman reaching for the rope. So come what may, like it or not, this match continues. Jessica Goldman turned over by Crystal Gabor. Crystal winds up, there we go, cloverleaf on the leg, and then drives an elbow into the legs of Jessica Goldman as a parting shot. Here comes Faye Crawford, the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford locks it up, whips Goldman to the ropes. Whoa, look at this. Wow, what a neck breaker from the Fairfield Fox. Here comes Grace Fenwick on the tag. Grace Fenwick evaded twice over by Faye Crawford. Whoa, front slam. And Grace Fenwick's got to have the wind knocked out of her. Whoa, quickly escapes the leg drop kick to the midsection from the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford with a pulling pile driver on Grace Fenwick. Follows up with a series of stomps. Grace Fenwick getting her face ground right center ring. Elbow across the back of the head. Grace Fenwick is laid out center ring. The Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford, taking herself all the way up and all the way back down. Elbow across the back. Crawford rolls her over. Covers. 1, 2. But again, Grace Fenwick refusing to surrender here. Faye Crawford fails to connect with the kick, catches a shot to the back from Grace Fenwick. Fenwick takes her down. And now just pummeling at the head of Faye Crawford. A series of left hands followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Grace Fenwick turning it around here, regaining control of the situation. Faye Crawford in trouble here, submission. The crossface applied. Faye Crawford struggling. Crystal Gabor. Crystal Gabor perhaps saving her team from disaster. Grace Fenwick duking it out with Crystal Gabor as Jessica Goldman goes after the Fairfield Fox on the outside. Whoa! Faye Crawford pummeling left hard right hands across the head of Jessica Goldman. And Grace Fenwick clubbing the chest of Crystal Gabor for a count of 10, and out she goes onto the floor. Faye Crawford back inside. Kick from Grace Fenwick. Covers. 1, 2, and again no. The Fairfield Fox absolutely refusing to yield here to Grace Fenwick. Whoa! Grace misses with the kick. And here's another pile driver from the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford countered by Grace Fenwick. Faye Crawford counters and drives a series of knees into the midsection of Grace Fenwick. Quickly steps out. Here comes Crystal Gabor again. And with time running out, something's got to give. Jessica Goldman tagged in. Whoa! Quickly taken down by Crystal Gabor. Crystal running facebuster. Crystal Gabor rounds her up, but look at this. Jessica Goldman quickly countering and escaping with a kick that takes down Crystal Gabor. Crystal rounded up again. Up over the shoulders of Jessica Goldman. Quickly slams face down into the mat. Goldman covers, but the Fairfield Fox is right there to spoil that pin. Gets whipped out onto the floor for her pains. As Goldman returns to the attack, Crystal Gabor counters and slams her face down. And now Crystal Gabor moves in. A rake across the back by Crystal. And now Crystal with a headlock punch takes Goldman down. Goldman trying to find an avenue of escape, but there isn't one. Crystal Gabor mercilessly raking the back of Jessica Goldman. Whip to the ropes. Crystal Gabor ducks under. Leapfrogs. Here we go. Spear that takes Goldman down. Crystal rounds her up again. Whoa! Sweeps the leg. And a beautiful leg drop. Covers. 1, 2. Are you kidding me? Jessica Goldman manages to get that shoulder up. Middle rope from Crystal Gabor as Goldman slowly gets to her feet. Here we go. Beautiful crossbody from Crystal Gabor. And here comes the Fairfield Fox. Jessica Goldman still trying to find the way out of town, and it's not there. Crawford takes her down. Winds her up. Here we go. Into a submit. That's it. She is tapping out. It is all over. Crystal Fox Limited winning this matchup by submission over the UK ladies.
The time was 17 minutes and 45 seconds. Your winners by submission, Crystal Fox Limited.
This place coming absolutely unglued for Crystal Gabor and Faye Crawford with this terrific tap-out win over the UK ladies. We will return with our main event right after the break. Stay right where you are.